The following program is recorded content created by the Truth Network.
It's Matt Slick Live. Matt is the founder and president of the Christian Apologetics Research Ministry, found online at carm.org. When you have questions about Bible doctrines, turn to Matt Slick Live for answers, taking your calls and responding to your questions at 877-207-2276. Here's Matt Slick.
Hey everybody, welcome to this show. It's me, Matt Slick. I'll try to get in English. You're listening to Matt Slick Live. If you want to give me a call, as always, the number is 877-207-2276. And if you want to participate in the chat and stuff like that, we have a nice chat in Rumble, rumble.com/Matt Slick Live. A lot of people go there, and they just chat, and we have a good time during the show and during the breaks and things like that. And let's see, we're also live on Facebook, X, YouTube, Rumble. Oh, I got a yawn. Oh, man, that was a good yawn. And there you go. So, I got to talk about, there's so many things all the time. I've been researching, like I said, on Eastern Orthodoxy. And I keep finding I keep finding more and more stuff. It's ludicrous. So anyway, I released an article today on their view of the sacraments, and what I'm doing is some of the what does the Eastern Orthodox Church say about, and then the topic, and then I quote them, and then at the end, the biblical response. So there you go. A lot of people are joining that false religion, along with a false religion of Roman Catholicism. And Mormonism, another false religion, and Jehovah's Witnesses, and Islam. There's a lot of false religions. There are. And the only way, the truth, and life is Jesus Christ. You got to trust in Him. You can't trust in your own sincerity. You can't trust in your own works. You can't trust in what you think you can do in order to merit anything with the infinitely holy God. You can't do it. You got to go through Christ. Anyway, just a heads up on that, letting you guys know. And I hope that you want to join me on the phone, and call in, or you can also email me at info@carm.org, info@carm, CARM.org. All right, let's get on with Jamal from North Carolina. Jamal, welcome. You're on the air.
Thank you, Matt Slick, as usual. Thank you for taking my call, and I pray you're doing well, sir.
Doing well by God's grace. Hanging in there. Yep. So
good deal. Good deal. Glad to hear it. I wanted to ask about what I heard on the radio about how Satan rebelled and there was a war in heaven. Was that accurate?
Well, it says in Revelation 12, starting at verse 7, there was a war in heaven, Michael and his angels waging war with the dragon. The dragon and his angels waged war, and they were not strong enough. There was no longer any place found for them in heaven, and the great dragon was thrown down, the serpent of old, who's called the devil and Satan, who deceives the whole world. He's thrown down to the earth, and his angels were thrown down with him. And then I heard a loud voice in heaven saying, "Now the salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God and authority of his Christ have come, for the accuser of our brethren has been thrown down, he who accuses them before our God day and night. And we overcame him by the blood of the Lamb." So there's a war in heaven. Now the issue is, when does it take place, or did it take place? That's the question.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and there's different views on it. Literal view, symbolic view. We can make it fit into premillennialism. I think it would fit also in amillennialism. It just depends how we want to look at it. But it's definitely, it's definitely in the Bible. Okay.
Okay. All right. Would there be something that you have written on it on Carm, maybe?
I don't think so. I don't recall if I've written anything on it, because I've written 4,600 articles. So I don't know. Yeah. I've written a lot of articles. So let's see, because sometimes Charlie, what he does is he'll put links in. Who caused Satan to sin? That's the closest one. But the war in heaven, I don't have anything on that. I don't believe I have anything on that specifically. Okay.
Okay. All right. Another question. If there was a war in heaven, and not trying to speak blasphemy here, just asking a question. If there was a war in heaven, would that still mean that heaven was a holy place or is a holy place?
Well, what's meant by heaven? See, there's three heavens in Jewish cosmology. Okay. Yeah, there's three heavens. The first heaven is where the air and the clouds are. The second is the stars, the moon. And the third is the dwelling place of God. So some people will say, well, it can't be the dwelling place of God that where the bad thing happened. I don't see why it couldn't have been there, because if Satan was in heaven with the Lord and his presence and then he rebelled from that place and then was cast out. So I think it's possible. But people will often say, well, there's no sin in heaven, so therefore it could not be up there. Well, I get the point, but I don't think it's all that accurate to say that in that sense. Make sense?
It does make sense, and very good answer. I appreciate it. And as always, take care. God bless her. One more thing.
Sure.
No, it's not a question. Well, it's not a question like that. I heard you're going to be in the Raleigh area and might come to Winston. Is that also true?
Yes. The plan is I'm supposed to go for a conference in Kannapolis, which is near Raleigh, I believe it is. And then Winston-Salem is like 2 hours away. So I want to take a day and drive up there and see the people at the radio station. That's what I want to do. So.
Yes, sir. Do you know when those dates are going to be? I think you said yesterday it was going to be in August or something.
The weekend of August 17th. So that's when it's going to be. And I'm putting the word out. I actually have an article, well, not an article, but a little thing about it on CARM. If you were to go to carm.org/NC for North Carolina, just NC.
Okay.
It'll forward you to that. And so Charity Baptist Church in Kannapolis and stuff like that. So that's what it is. Let people know in advance if they want me to come speak at a church or meet at a restaurant someplace. It'd be fun, That's all. It's no big deal.
Finally, the chance to meet the great Matt Slick. I'm going to jump all over that, sir.
Well, I'm going to tell you, anticipation is better than the reality. Okay, let me just tell you. All right.
Yes, sir. I got you. And from my understanding, I could be wrong. I haven't been to Kannapolis in a while. I believe Kannapolis is more so going towards the Charlotte area, which would be more so in the south direction, and Raleigh would be going more so towards the east.
I think you're right. Let me look, because I don't know the area. I'm from the West Coast, out here forever. So let me just do this, and then I can tell. Because I think I misled you accidentally here. So it's near Charlotte. That's right. It's just north of Charlotte. Okay. And then I got to go to Winston-Salem. I want to go up there. And Raleigh's probably, I'm looking, it's probably like 3.5 hours away, isn't it? Something like that.
From Winston-Salem, it's about an hour and a half away.
Okay. So, well, hour and a half. Yeah, that's about okay. And so I'm looking at the map on Google, and what could be done. I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, it's just a lot of fun talk so far. But if I'm in the Kannapolis area, say I got to speak Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I got to preach. So after that, it's like, well, what am I going to do? I could go up to Winston-Salem, get a hotel up there, spend the night, fly out from Greensboro the next day. It just depends what the schedule is, and I'm not going to buy tickets until I know and get some more stuff, and that's it.
All right, sounds good. Well, I look forward to hearing from you, or not hearing from you. I look forward to seeing you, and good show as always. And again, take care and God bless her.
Well, God bless you too, man. It'd be great to meet a lot of people on the radio. I'd like that. It'd be fun. So.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, brother. Well, God bless.
Bye.
Okay. All right. Yes, not a big deal. Just go to speaking at a conference, and since I'm going to be out there, and the radio station's out in Winston-Salem, and man, it'd be nice to see people. And I know I got someone who works with us. We've never met. We've been working with us for over a year or two or three, I think, 3 years. And I want to meet that person too. It'd just be nice because I'll be out there, and maybe I'll take an extra day or 2 or 3 and drive around and then fly out from wherever. So, it's all up in the air. A lot of fun. All right, let's get to Ebenezer from California. Ebenezer, welcome. You're on the air.
Hey, Matt. So I was listening to a Christian. Well, he's kind of he kind of does what you do. He has another YouTube channel.
Okay.
And
What's his
so
name?
he was talking about. Hello.
What's his name?
Hello.
Yes. What's his name?
Ryan from needgod.net.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So he was. So pretty much the question came up from a person with regards to adultery, and he said that if your partner cheats on you, you should you can't leave her.
He says, wait, what did he say?
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand. Wait, I'm sorry. Connection's not really good. He said, when
Hello?
you marry her, you can't leave her.
Yeah,
Is that it?
hello?
Yes.
He was like, if your partner cheats on you, you can leave her. I mean,
You
you can't leave her. You
cannot.
can't leave her.
Okay. Yeah, he's wrong. Yeah, he's wrong.
Yeah, because he describes how how the Moses the law of Moses with regards to the children of Israel and how the certificate of divorce and stuff.
You're hard to understand. You're hard to understand for me. A little bit muffled.
Hello?
But
Yeah,
that's a little bit better. Go ahead. Okay, the children of Israel.
Yeah, so he was talking about how the law of Moses, how the children of Israel, how he got the certificate of divorce, that he basically equated that to how I forgot how he explained it, but like pretty much.
Let me ask you: was he applying that to us today, saying that we can't do it because of Mosaic law?
Somewhat. He also said how the body of Jesus is married to the church, and just like that, we are.
Let me step in. Let me step in and help you out. All right.
Okay.
So God issued a divorce against Israel. He did that. So divorce is not automatically a sin. Okay. And because of Israel's adulteries, spiritual adulteries and things like that. So it's not automatically a sin. Now the Bible, Jesus in the New Testament says in Matthew 19:9, I say to you, whoever divorces his wife except for immorality, and the word there is porneia, sexual immorality. So except for that, and marries another, commits adultery. So Jesus is giving the exception right there. And we'll get back from the break. We'll go in a little bit more. Okay, so hold on, buddy. We've got a break coming up. I want to get to that because there is another justification for divorce, but then we'll talk about this. Hey, folks, we'll be right back after these messages. Please stay tuned.
It's Matt Slick Live, taking your calls at 877-207-2276. Here's Matt Slick.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the show. If you want to give me a call, it's 877-207-2276. Okay, so, Ebenezer, are you still there?
Hello?
Are you still there? Yeah. Okay, we're back on the air. All right, so I was saying that there's 2 grounds for divorce in the Bible. And I'm not saying, it's willy-nilly, let's go get divorced, it's all easy. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that when people say that there is no ground for divorce in the Bible, that's just simply not true. So in Jeremiah 3:8, God says, he says, and I saw that for all the adulteries of faithless Israel, I had sent her away and given her a writ of divorce. Yet her treacherous sister Judah did not fear. So what happened there, Israel was committing spiritual adultery by idolatry, and God issued a writ of divorce. So if divorce is automatically sinful, well then what do we do with Jeremiah 3:8? Furthermore, in the New Testament, Jesus says, and I already went over before the break, I'll say it again, in Matthew 19:9, I say to you, whoever divorces his wife except for sexual immorality and marries another commits adultery. And then Paul the Apostle said in 1 Corinthians 7:15, he says if there was a persecution going on, and that's what's important, and he says if the unbelieving one leaves, let him leave. The brother or sister is not under bondage in such cases, but God has called us to peace. So if your spouse abandons you, you're free in that case. This is what 1 Corinthians 7:15 says. So if that guy had said that divorce is automatically or not permittable, well, he's I'm sorry, but he's incorrect. Okay.
Yeah. Because I was like, how can he say something like that? Like, he other than that, his content is pretty good. I mean, it's actually needgod.net. I'm sorry, that's what it is.
Yeah, needgod.net. Yeah, I was looking at it, so he looks young. I mean, not that young means you're not experienced or don't have knowledge, but yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know about the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you could interview him sometime and say, let's give you a quiz, see where you're at, something like that. But yeah.
No, I mean, he's pretty solid. Okay, he is pretty solid. I mean, he is. Other than that, that's the only gripe I had about him. But yeah, I was wondering what your thoughts about that would be. But yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, we don't want people to get divorced, and when someone commits adultery, the other spouse has the right to be able to divorce, but not the obligation. So if a couple is there and a man commits adultery, she's justified in getting a divorce if she wants, but she doesn't have to. They can work on the marriage and stuff like that. So those are the grounds for divorce. And Jeremiah 3:8, God divorced Israel. So, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, brother.
All right, thank you.
God bless. Okay. All right, that was Ebenezer. Now let's get to Cole from the mighty state of Georgia. Hey, Cole, welcome. You're on the air.
Hey, Matt, I'm back, man. I'm back. We talked yesterday, remember?
Yes. Yeah, I do. I remember. Uh-huh. So what do you got, man? What's up?
Now, I got the verse, man.
Oh, okay. A verse I'm going to look at. That's right.
The verse.
All right.
Yeah, 18:3, numbers.
18:3. And they shall thus attend to your obligation and the obligation of all the tent, but they shall not come near to the furnishings of the sanctuary and the altar, or both will die. Okay? Okay.
Now, in the MEV, it says vessels. In the MEV, it says vessels.
The furnishings, the furnishings are vessels. Yeah, that's fine. It's the Greek, it's the Hebrew word.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kali. Yeah.
Are you able to read that in the MEV, because it says you or your sons. It says differently. It doesn't read it the way you read it.
In the LEB.
No, the MEV, Modern English Version.
Modern English Version. I don't know if I have that. I don't know. It doesn't matter. So what's the question though? Let's figure it out. What's the question?
Well, I was wondering, why couldn't they? If they were the priests, why couldn't they touch the furnishings? Why? What would make them? God kill them if they came close to the furnishings.
The Levites is talking about the Levites, not the priests, in that context. But let me look at the context. Aaron said to Aaron, you and your sons and your father's household shall bear the guilt in connection with the sanctuary, and you and your sons with you shall bear the guilt in connection with your priesthood. Okay, so he's talking about the priests. Oh, wait. But bring with you also your brothers, the tribe of Levi, the tribe of your father, that they may be joined with you and serve you, while you and your sons with you are before the tent of the testimony. And they shall thus attend to your obligation and the obligation of the tent, but they shall not come near to the furnishings, or they will die. They and you. Okay, so the Levites were not the priests. They were from the tribe of Levi, where the priests were from Aaron. And so Aaron, that lineage was the lineage that was given that right of the priestly duty. The Levites assisted in this priest, so they weren't the formal priests, and so they weren't able to touch the holy furnishings, otherwise they get punished. And that's what was happening. Okay.
Oh, okay. So they couldn't. Okay, the priests. I thought the Levites were the priests. So the Levites aren't the priests.
The Levites assisted the real priests. So they are. I don't know if they are priests or not. But even if they
Aaron's
are,
a Levite. Isn't Aaron a Levite?
Well, I don't know. You actually got me curious. I'm going to write an article on it now. But so actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to write an article because that's a good question. And one of the things I want to know here is what's the difference between the priests and the Levites? I want to write an article. What's the difference between priests and the Levites? All right. So then I can have a better answer for you. But that's what I see so far.
Yeah, I think maybe. Yeah, I think the priests, I mean, not the priests, but the Catholics are trying to live up to these guys. I think they're stuck in these guys' rituals, with all the articles and the effects and they're trying to do all that stuff. But they got to realize that they were killing animals and slinging blood and everything. It was gruesome, man. Wow, if you read that, it's gruesome. I mean, they were slinging blood and everything, man.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. One of the customs I understood that when they would take the lamb is they would have a pet lamb that they get to know before it was killed. They really were trying to show the grievousness of sin and the effect of it, what blood requires, and that was in the blood of Christ. So hold on, buddy. We've got a break. So hold on, man. Hey, folks, we'll be right back after these messages. Please stay tuned.
It's Matt Slick Live, taking your calls at 877-207-2276. Here's Matt Slick.
Everybody, welcome back to the show. Let's get on with Cole again. All right, did a little bit of research and during the break, and so it turns out that all the priests have to come from the tribe of Levi, but only certain priests were from Aaron, and they were the ones who had the high priestly duty. So I'm going to do more research on it, but that's what I've been finding so far. Okay.
Oh, okay. That sounds about right. One more thing before I let you go.
Sure.
I always wondered why Moses wasn't ordained a priest. Why he never did any of the priestly, tactics. You know what I'm saying? Aaron, but Moses was more like a spokesman.
Maybe, and I don't know, this is just conjecture, maybe because he was a murderer. Moses murdered. So maybe there's something there.
Oh, yeah, I never thought about that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying it is.
Yeah, he was the murderer. But,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, what about, the priest, that's not murdering when you slay the offering, the lamb. That's just killing, huh? That's a difference, huh?
Right. Yeah, you murder people. You don't murder animals, but you kill animals.
Yeah. Well, these people today would say they murdering the animals, though. That's what they would say. The people today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I could easily defeat them in an argument and a debate, because you have to first define your terms, and then you have to have a universal justification, or a justification for universal application of the word murder applied to animals. They have to find that, and they don't have it. So the Bible is the foundation of our ultimate authority, because it comes from God himself, and he's the ultimate. There's nothing greater or equal to him. But when activists say that, for example, that killing a cow to eat it is murder, then they have to justify their definition of murder, and not just something that they prefer. And that's what it is, because we never killed an animal, it's murder. Well, you can say it, but it doesn't mean it's universally true. What's the standard? And this is something that's basically never brought up in their little discussions on cameras, on lines, and panels. The foundation of what they hold is untenable, and so they make they make assertions, but they don't defend the assertions as being valid. So that's how it works. But anyway, that's another thing. Okay?
Yeah. Well, imagine if they put all that stuff on YouTube, that they were slaying they were slaying the animals, the lambs. Imagine today if they were actually doing that today and actually putting it up on videos on YouTube.
Oh yeah, the people go ballistic. But that's just what it is. That's what the Old Testament required, and they'll be doing it again if and when the temple in Jerusalem is rebuilt. Okay. All right, buddy?
Thanks a lot, man. I'll keep listening. Thank you.
You're welcome, man. God bless. All right. Bye.
God bless.
Okay. All right. Let's get to Herb from North Carolina. Herb, welcome, man. You're on the air.
Hey, Matt. Always good to talk to you. I've got a question that I never thought about it till a friend of mine mentioned it recently. Jesus died. He was crucified on a Friday. They said he was dead for 3 days. Mm-hmm. He rose on a Sunday. Where do they get 3 days when from Friday to Sunday is only 2 days?
Yeah, that's one of the problems with that view. Another view is he was crucified on a Thursday. Now, Good Friday is supposed to be the traditional thing, but there's logistical problems there because of that reason. So there's also, but there are some ways of looking at it. So yesterday, at let's just say 5 minutes before midnight, because today's the 3rd. Mm-hmm. So yesterday, on the 2nd, I made a sandwich. So, and I made a sandwich today. So for 2 days, I've made sandwiches, right? So that's technically correct. Mm-hmm. So one of the possibilities is that a part of a day is considered a day. But then there's the issue of 3 days and 3 nights. And then that gets into more problematic areas. And
that's where it's hard to understand.
Yeah. And so let's see. I did an article, Jesus 3 days, let's see if I can find it, where I actually went in depth, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 years ago, I'm guessing, I don't know. Table comparison, let's see. I'm trying to find it because I wrote about it and did a really in-depth analysis on it. Let's see. How many days was Jesus dead? Let's see if I can find it on there. It's been a long time since I've referenced it. So let's see. Maybe let's see. Oh, come on. I can't find it. But it's there. But at any rate, I'm just trying to remember some of the stuff from it, and if I could give you that URL, you can go there and take a look. And so I really went in and looked at it and tried to find exactly what the issue was, where it was, but I can't. So anyway, I remember I kind of concluded that he was probably crucified on Thursday, not Friday.
Okay.
So
I wonder why they always say Friday. All my life I've always heard in church they say he died on a Friday. I mean, maybe it was Thursday, like you say. I wonder how could we even really know exactly all of these things anyway. It's only from, information that was passed on from people who lived in that time. And, I mean, not that I don't believe it, but I'm just saying there's a lot of room for miscommunication or I can say, like gossip, you tell someone something on the one end of the line, and at the end it's something different. So I wonder about that, if some of this information just not on purpose, but just gets distorted from just things like this, little details that makes it complicated. So if anybody would know this question. Yeah.
Yes. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
No, it's fine. All my life I've heard that. And when this good friend mentioned that, I said, I've never thought about it, but I've got to call Matt. I call Matt for everything when I don't want to know the answer. And there's a lot I don't know. So, okay. Well, thank you for
I found the article. Charlie put it in. And Jesus dead in the tomb. And I wrote it back in 2008. So, 3 days and 3 nights, it says in Matthew 12:40. Now, there's a lot of ways of interpreting. As Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights, so shall the Son of Man. Or is it saying it will be literally 3 days and 3 nights? Or is it saying as he was in, it'll be like that with Jesus, doesn't necessitate 3 days and nights? That's one argument that's very weak, because Jesus says, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth.
Yeah.
And so the Jewish calendar is measured from sundown to sundown. So if you go to my article, you can see where I wrote about this and have possible solutions to it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'll definitely do.
Okay.
Well, it's something to think about. He brought up a good point, my friend, and I thought, I'm going to call Matt, because I just never thought about it. I've always heard it all my life. That's when he died, Friday, and rose on Sunday, and it was 3 days, but all of a sudden it didn't add up. So, well, thank you anyway, Matt, as always, for anything you help me with. You're so good at figuring all this stuff out, a lot of it. And I admire how you keep track of all of the things that you do. You got an amazing mind. That's all I can say.
I don't know
of course,
about that.
You could be a little slick sometime, though, to watch that part of you, but.
Yeah. Well, let's just say we fall in our strengths as well as our weaknesses. So, but I do this all the time. So I've been doing it for a long time, and that's why a lot of it is still at the tip of my tongue, because I don't take breaks. I've been doing this for 45 years. So.
Yeah. How many times have you ever read the Bible from the beginning to end, or have you ever done that? Just curious, not putting you on the spot. I've done it. Did you get much information, or how did you put it all together the first time you read it? Did you feel like wow or confused, it was really
when I first read it, lots of wow. I just read it from first page to last page. It took me a couple of months, and I was like, wow, ooh, ah, ee, all the way through. And so I did that, and I don't know if I've done it any more than once. I want to say 3 times. I don't know why I want to say that, but I do, because 45 years, and I've read through the Bible in sections, and I was up through Jeremiah last time when I kind of got sidetracked. But then I'll sometimes start with the different books and start reading through them. So collectively, I've done a lot of reading through the Bible, but a formal one page and the next page, at least once, but probably sufficiently many times. All right?
Yeah, it's great. I enjoy having your knowledge on the radio, so I can learn something. Well, thank you so much.
God.
I think you got a break. Sounds like. God bless you, Matt. And we're always praying for you and your wife and all of your family.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. All right. Hey, folks, be right back after these messages. Please stay tuned.
It's Matt Slick Live, taking your calls at 877-207-2276. Here's Matt Slick.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the show. If you want to give me a call, please do. We've got nobody waiting right now. 877-207-2276. And also, if you want, you can send me an email to info@carm.org. info@carm.org. We get to the questions and stuff like that. So maybe I'll just do that right now. Let's see. Oh, there's got a caller coming in. Let me see if I can find a quick question in the meantime. Okay, I listen to your show. I'm drawn to your authenticity and honesty in how you approach Scripture. I'd love to find out what you use to study Scripture, the Bible, in my Bible program. And when I study Scripture, what I'll do is just read it and study it. I don't go to commentaries till later. I don't go to other things till later. Read what it says, do cross-references, do word studies, things like that. And I take notes. And I'll do outlines of information. And then I place various forms of information in different categories, sometimes repeated categories. So I do everything on the computer. I used to do everything by pencil or pen in notebooks. Then when computers came out, I started typing things into the computer, print it up, put it in the notebooks. And now, basically, everything's on computer. So I have one of those folding phones that Samsung Fold. It opens up, and I have the old 5. And so then one of the things I'll do, just to kind of talk about this a little bit, is I will do my studies online, and I'll have access to them on my phone. So let's say I have to go to an appointment or visit somebody in the hospital, or I'm waiting in an office for something. I can open up my phone and I can access the documents that I've been writing, and I can actually write on those and then update stuff, study things like that, and get more information. And that's what I use. So I use Logos Bible Program. That's the go-to for me. I've been using it for a long, long time. And it's really good. And so it's expensive, but it's really good. And I used to use printed books, but I got rid of them because I had thousands, and it's just ridiculous to open up a book and then try and find something in it, compared to putting everything on Kindle. So I have Kindle books. I have over 900 books on Kindle now. And I can access them on my computer. I can access them on my phone. I can do a search. I can find stuff that I need. That's what I do. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll take, like I did this with Dositheus, the Confession of Dositheus for the Eastern Orthodox Church. And I copied it because it was public domain. So then what I did was I reproduced it on Carm and read through the entire document. And by doing that, I then underlined a lot of stuff. And I'm still going to go through it and extract some things out of it. The Confessions of Dositheus. And so you can go to Carm on the homepage and you can find it. And it took me a couple of days to read through it because it was lengthy, and plus I had other things to do. You could do it probably in 2 hours sitting. And I underlined a lot of stuff and put stuff in orange. You can go through, like this one, I'm just scrolling through and looking at it. The holy icons have been in the church and have been adored by the faithful even from the times of the apostles. That's in this document from the Eastern Orthodox Church. It's official. And so I highlighted it in an odd color so people can find it, go, what the heck? And I'll collect stuff. So then what I'll do is I'll take comments like that and I'll turn them into articles. And when I do an article, it forces me to study, like the article between the Levites and the priests. Well, even during the break, I started going and doing research, and I have a file. I open it up and I put stuff in there, and I start taking notes right away. And then I have all of those so I'm very busy researching and writing and thinking and musing. And sometimes what I'll do is just think about some of the stuff I've learned and see if I can put it together in different places and different ways. So that's all. That's how I do it. And I do outlines. I could do a whole video on how to do an outline because I really use outlines a lot. Okay, let's get to Alexander from Virginia. Alexander, welcome. You are on the air.
Hi, Matt. How you doing?
Doing all right, man. Hanging in there. What do you got, buddy?
All right. I just wanted to ask. I was recently told that the interpretation we have of, like, hell isn't, like, literal fire. It's rather just, I don't know, like, the most pain imaginable, just from spiritual death. I don't know.
Well, it says in, let's see, is hell literal fire? So Matthew 10:28, is that one of them? Can kill both body and soul in hell. Matthew 25:46. Just these are verses in my head. I'm going to try and go because yes, it is actual fire. To eternal punishment, I'm going to go to Revelation now 14:11. The smoke of their torment goes up forever and ever. They have no rest day and night. Those who worship the beast take the mark of his name. So it says, here we go. This is Revelation 14:9 and 10. Then another angel, a third one, followed them, saying with a loud voice, if anyone worships the beast and his image and receives a mark on his forehead, on his hand, he will also drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is mixed in full strength, in the cup of his anger. He'll be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, in the presence of the Lamb. And there's other verses like that too. So Revelation 19:20 talks about it as well. They were thrown into the lake of fire. Now in the Gospels, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I'm trying to remember this, where fire is mentioned, and I can find fire and brimstone. I'll find it, but it's a literal fire. Okay.
Okay. Just with our spiritual bodies.
Yes, with the resurrected bodies. What probably will happen is at the resurrection of everybody, the good are Christians resurrected to glory and a glorified body. Who knows what we could do with it? Move here, go think there. I don't know. It'd be great. But those who are damned will be thrown into the lake of fire in their resurrected bodies, but not resurrected as into the sense of they can move or do anything. It's just they're going to be forever there. Okay.
Okay.
So in Matthew 13:40, just so as the tares are gathered up and burned with fire, so shall it be at the end of the age. And Matthew 13:42, we'll throw them into the furnace of fire. In that place there'll be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
And is this like Dante's Inferno, where there's like 9 levels?
Well, we don't know about 9 levels, but it's not good. And Jesus does talk about people going into the eternal fire. So
okay.
That's what it says. Okay?
All right. Thank you, Matt.
All right. God bless. All right. Next longest waiting is Tony from Virginia. Tony, welcome. You're on the air.
Hey, Matt. How you doing today?
Oh, hanging in there, buddy. Hanging in there, man. What do you got?
Sir. So I had a question about the serpent in the garden. Now, was that the devil, or did the devil use the serpent? Because the Bible doesn't specifically say that in Genesis, I don't believe. Am I missing something, or what's going on?
Yeah, it is. The serpent is the devil, and we know that from Revelation 20, verse 2. And he laid hold of the dragon, the serpent of old, who is the devil and Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. So, yeah.
Yeah, I know you just quoted that earlier, like with one of your first callers, but I'm thinking and then this is just me, I know God is infinite, man. There's really no time, and he's outside of time. But I guess, can that really from Revelation correlate to Genesis and make that, and say that was the devil? I'm just asking because I want to know.
Yeah, the logical connection is, yes, the serpent. And because it says a serpent of old who is the devil. Yeah, so if I were to go to Genesis and look up the word serpent, the serpent was more crafty than any of the field, etc. And so the woman said to the serpent, etc. The serpent said to the woman, you shall not die. And the serpent deceived me. So, and it's related as to being the devil in Revelation 20.
Okay.
So that's it. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, brother. God bless.
Have a good one.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right. All right, now let's get to Steve from Virginia. Steve, welcome. You're on the air.
Thank you, mate. Good talking to you. I'm just calling about when y'all had the discussion about Jesus being dead for 3 days or what day he died on. Depending on what you believe in, the Apostles' Creed says he was died and buried, descended into hell. On the third day, he arose from the dead. So that means he could have been killed on Friday, Saturday, and third day is Sunday. So that's my interpretation of it.
It's certainly possible, except that it says 3 days and 3 nights, and that's the
okay.
That's the issue.
I didn't understand that then. Yeah, well, that might not be the case then. I was just going over that because I remember the Apostles' Creed as a long time ago as a little boy. So I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, and it's this is not an easy one, just off the head to remember everything. But I was looking at my old article I wrote about it, and there were different Passovers, and so there's a weekly Passover, but there was other Passovers. There's other Sabbaths, I should say, not really one Passover. Excuse me. There's the weekly Sabbath, but there's other Sabbaths. And so It could be that there was a different Sabbath in place at the time that Jesus could not be there on, and that's why some say it had to be Saturday, but it could have been a different one. So it's a whole other issue as well.
Well, I'll let you research it, and I'll listen to you when you find out then.
Yeah. There's a lot there. There's just a lot.
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
brother.
I appreciate talking to you. God bless.
God bless. All right. Hey, folks, well, that's the end of that. Let's see, the Passover occurred in the 14th Jewish calendar, corresponds to the month of March, April. It's possible then that this Passover could have occurred during the week of the Saturday Sabbath following, since Leviticus. You had to go through and read all this. I did my research back then, but when did I write this article? I wrote it back in 2008. So that's a long time ago. And I'm trying to remember all the stuff I wrote, and I did a lot of research, and I remember that. But anyway, hey, look, we're out of time here. Got 30 seconds in the show. Just want to let you know that we do stay on the air by your support. Please consider supporting us if you'd be so kind. $5 or $10 a month. You can just go to carm.org/donate, and everything it needs right there. It's real easy to set up, and when you don't want to do it anymore, you can not. You can just set up a monthly, which is what we like, or you can do a one-time. It's just whatever you want to do. And we really appreciate it because that's how we stay on the air. It's how we stay and pay the missionaries in Africa and in South America that we have, and keep the website going and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. Hey, folks, I hope you enjoyed the show, and by God's grace, we'll be back on there tomorrow, and we'll talk to you then. So have a great evening, everyone. God bless. Bye.
Another program powered by the Truth Network.